When I shared the adjustable power supply earlier, many people noticed this spot welder. They hoped for a tutorial video, and today, it's here. These are the materials needed to make the main part of the spot welder. Total cost, 46.8 yuan. Some might not believe it. Everyone can refer to my purchase history. First, let me introduce this capacitor. 2.7 volts 36OF. It has 4 pins, 1 positive, 1 negative, and the other 2 are for fixing and can be ignored. This is a PC board from JLC PCB's freeboard prototyping service used for fixing the supercapacitors. You can design this board according to your own capacitors. First, fix the capacitors onto the board according to their positive and negative poles. Then solder them securely. Just pay attention to the positive and negative poles when soldering. Simultaneously, use wires to reinforce the connection lines between the capacitors. To reduce resistance, since it was already connected before, I'll just show the connected state here. The capacitors are configured in 2 parallel and 3 series. One end is negative, the other is positive. The thick copper wires on the board are to reduce resistance and increase the current during spot welding. Next, prepare the second circuit board. The second board is mainly used to fix the main board of the spot welder. Based on the main board's positioning holes, drill corresponding fixing holes in the second circuit board. Also, drill positioning holes for the charging board to fix it. After drilling the holes, start fixing the charging board. M2.5 screws are used here. Connect the output wires of the charging board. Be careful not to reverse the positive and negative poles. Pass the output wires of the charging board under the second layer circuit board. For connecting to the positive and negative terminals of the capacitors, after connecting, we start installing the brass standoffs. The main purpose of the brass standoffs is to fix the circuit board and the main board. After connecting, we start installing the brass standoffs. The main purpose of the brass standoffs is to fix the circuit board and the main board. We start installing the brass standoffs. Next, use 10A WG wires connected to copper lugs and reinforce with solder. For connecting to the input of the spot welder mainboard, I'm using heat shrink tubing plus 8 square mm flexible copper wire here as a substitute for 10A WG wire. Then pass it through the middle circuit board to fix the second layer circuit board. We are now using heat shrink tubing plus 8 square mm flexible copper wire. I forgot to add a diode earlier. This diode is mainly used to step down the voltage for the charging board, because the voltage of 3 supercapacitors in series is 8.1 volts, but the output voltage of the charging board is 8.4 volts. It's necessary to use the diode's voltage drop to reduce the voltage to within 8 volts. These are the power supplies used to step down the voltage for the charging board. Then, fix the copper lugs to the input terminals on the main board. Since the positive input and output of the spot welder mainboard are directly connected, so fix the copper lug from the capacitors positive directly to the output terminal. To reduce resistance, Then secure the main board screws, and the assembly of the main part of the spot welder is complete. Next is the spot welding pen part. Use copper lugs plus EC5 female connectors to make detachable spot welding pens. Since I already made them before, I'll just briefly demonstrate here. Slide heat shrink tubing over the female socket of the finished spot welding pen and fix it to the main board. The spot welding pen uses a pure copper 936 soldering iron tip as the spot welding needle. 16 square millimeters pure copper welding cable is used as the spot welding wire, then covered with heat shrink sleeving and heat shrink tubing. Since I already made them before, I'll just briefly show it here. The parts list is as follows. Total cost 9.88 yuan. Next, start testing. First, try charging the spot welder via USB. Charging power is about 13 watts. Charging like this might not be very fast. We can use the adjustable power supply made earlier to charge the spot welder. Adjust the voltage to around 7.7 volts and use alligator clips to connect to the input positive and negative of the spot welder. You can see the charging power and the capacitor voltage continuously rising. After about 2 minutes, the voltage reaches the set value and the current gradually starts to decrease. At this point, we can start spot welding. I'm using 0.15 millimeters nickel-plated steel strip here. This spot welder has a total of 188 power levels. Set the level to 35 for testing here. You can see the weld is very strong. The steel strip tore when trying to pull it apart. Then, let's try spot welding and battery. You can see the weld spot is normal, not blackened, completely usable. At this point, the spot welder testing is complete. The total material cost for this spot welder is about 57 yuan, since it was made previously. Some parts weren't filmed in great detail. If any interested friends have questions, you can leave a comment below. I'll try my best to answer. Thank you, everyone.